how far do your ethics go? I wrote a blog post about this one a number of years ago because there was a vegan restaurant. The restaurant, or the chain now, is still in existence, though at the point in time that I wrote the post, that the owner of this organisation, or this business, was notorious for underpaying their staff. Now, they went so as far as, and what I believe was indulging in sham contracting. I pointed this out to this particular owner at the time. Their response was, "No, you don't know anything. I've been running my business for X amount of years, so you don't know anything." Well, and then that was about the point of time that I started washing my hands of that organisation. Now, that being said, is that okay? The reason I'm bringing that up is that how far do your ethics go? Because everyone's talking about, wonderful food here, and we should get them to do this, and here's a place to go to have something to eat, and all that. So we're talking about, obviously, that they have plant-based foods, because a majority of the menu was plant-based. I think there was some vegetarian, so they did use dairy in products, and they were exposed a number of times for using a non-vegan suitable cheese in their different pieces and claiming that it was vegan. That's a completely different story on that one. So how far do your ethics go? Would you go and frequent a restaurant that provided vegan suitable meals, even though they paid their staff below award wages, or conditions were not the minimum standard as set down by the Fair Work Act and health and safety legislation? Would you still go to that restaurant when they're paying their staff? They're doing sham contracting by having their cooks or their chefs go in as independent contractors and things like that. Would you still frequent that organisation? For myself, no, I won't until they've shown to me that what they're doing is all 100% above board now, and honestly, I am very dubious about it. And plus, I probably won't go back to that chain of that restaurant for a while now, because other issues going on about that one at the moment. So where was I going with this? So yes, how far would your ethics go? Would you do that? Would you go to a restaurant? And because industrial relations is what I do outside of this, when I'm not talking to a camera or sitting in my car doing these clips, is that there was quite a number of restaurants that have been taken to court or gone into enforceable undertakings with the Fair Work Ombudsman due to the underpayment of wages for their staff. Now, there was one, a sushi chain, I don't know if they were taken to court or went into an enforceable undertaking, and it wasn't the whole franchise, so it wasn't another 7-Eleven scandal. It was the just one or two franchisees of this particular franchise, so that they were caught underpaying their staff. And bringing about that, mentioning 7-Eleven, what happens with that? Or even going to Coles, because the Coles enterprise agreement has been found to be worse off for, I think it was, what was the media report saying, 20,000 or 25,000 employees or something like that across a number of different agreements. So, how far do your ethics go? Do you no longer support that organisation because they're not treating their staff right, they're not doing the minimum standard? Or do you say, oh no, bugger it, because they've got something that's suitable for vegans, and it's just so hard to get vegan products these days, so we'll go and shop there anyway. So how far do your ethics go? Will you go to the point of that? So, and these are things, this is what we need to think about when we jump on the social justice bandwagon, is that we can't just turn around and say, social justice for the animals, and where I'm an animal rights activist, and this and that, and ricka-chicka rah rah rah, because if you're using veganism as a social justice platform, its justice needs to apply to all, not just other animals. It needs to apply to the human animals too, and the way that they're treated, if they're exploited by their employer or employees, and things like that. So, this is it. Where do you draw the line? I know that there's a number of vegans that don't want to think about that. They're happy to just go with the flow and don't want to cause a scene or don't want to cause waves or anything like that. But is that being true to the idea or of veganism and what you're trying to put yourself out there to be, and the identity that you're creating for yourself. That you're not going to worry about the 7-Eleven workers who were exploited and paid abysmal wages. You're not going to worry about the Coles delivery drivers because they're paid poorly because of an enterprise agreement that was started by something else. So this is the thing. And I mean, I'm not saying that you should delve into every organisation and hey, here's a list of questions I want you to ask. Having said that, it might be a good thing too if someone like Vegan Australia or whatever actually started promoting veganism as a social justice issue and saying, hey, yes, we know this organisation is Vegan Australia approved because they obviously have plant-based products on their menu. They do treat they do have minimum standards for their employees, so they do pay them as per modern award. They do this. There is a decent work-life balance and things like that. And so how far do you draw the line? For myself, if I know an organisation isn't treating their staff right, and I'm not a dyed-in-the-wool lefty or a unionist or anything like that, I won't support that organisation again because of just the way it is. The Coles situation is a little bit different. So I do shop at Coles every once in a while. What else is there? So yeah, how far do your ethics go? How far do they go? There's people. I was looking at, what was it? The DXE pledge, the Direct Action Everywhere pledge, their pledge of liberation, and I'll have a rant about DXE later on. They're talking about that. Do the liberation pledge of not consuming or not being with someone who's consuming animal products in front of you. Well, same thing applies. Would you go to an organisation and would you support an organisation that is racist, sexist, and ableist and everything like that? We know PETA is sexist with their campaigns. They body shame people. They do all sorts of things. They're definitely not an animal rights organisation. Neither is DXE. I think they're like the there's a couple that have the banner, and then any group of people that just want to do this can call themselves DXE and all that. So how far do you go with your ethics? That's something that only you can ask. I'm not here to tell you, no, you should be doing this or you shouldn't be doing that. Have a ponder about it. And it's the thing. It's not about being difficult. It's about taking a stand and sort of drawing a line in the sand and saying, no, this is unacceptable. So anyway, let me know your thoughts below. I'd be interested to hear how far your ethics go. A lot of broken down trucks today, and the heavy haulage guys, would they be making a mint towing all these trucks all over the place? So anyway, a little bit of a side waffle there. So anyway, that's it. Let me know your thoughts below. I'd be interested to hear how far your ethics go. Would you support an organisation, even if it's one meal a day, or just going and buying one bag of chips? You're still supporting that organisation if that organisation is known or has been reported for underpaying staff members. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, and remember, don't fear the vegan police. We're here to help.